In this video recorded on 17th March 2025, this girl named Pragati Yadav is seen happily making reels after her marriage, and the reason for this happiness is Pragati's 3-year-old love, Dilip Singh Yadav, with whom she had a love marriage just 12 days ago, on 5th March 2025. This happiness seemed big, because after a lot of effort, both of them got married by convincing their families, and within 3 days, Pragati had also won everyone's heart in her in-laws' house. Happiness had knocked at Dilip's house, but no one knew that behind this happiness, a mourning had also stepped quietly. On 19th March 2025, Dilip, who lives in Dibyapur of Auraiya, had been married for only 14 days, and after celebrating the festival of Holi, he returned to his work. After finishing all the work during the day, he stopped at a restaurant to eat food, where he called his elder brother Sandeep and wife Pragati, and told them that his work in Bella village was over, and now he was returning. He made this call from Bella village in the afternoon, and he was only 27 km away from his home in Dibyapur. That is, he was only 40-50 minutes away from home. But when Dilip did not return home till late evening, the family members called him to know Dilip's location, but his call was not received. At first, everyone thought that Dilip must have stopped somewhere for some work, but when Dilip did not return home even till late at night, and neither did he call, everyone started getting anxious. So everyone called him again. This time the call was picked up, but the voice that came from that side shocked the family, because this call from Dilip's phone was picked up by Auraiya police, who told them that Dilip was badly injured and admitted to the hospital. Such news of a person who was safe till a few hours ago would be a shock for anyone in the family. Controlling themselves, the whole family reaches the hospital where Dilip is swinging between life and death. Seeing Dilip in such a condition, they are unable to understand how all this happened. This family rich with money was now going to be colored in the color of happiness, as Dilip was getting married on March 5th, 2025, in Fafand. Dilip was going to marry Pragati Yadav, a resident of the 12th standard. Pragati Yadav was none other than Dilip's elder brother Sandeep's sister-in-law, with whom he was in a relationship for 3 years. But Dilip had to struggle a lot to convince his family for this marriage, because earlier his family had no idea about this relationship, and that is why they were looking for a girl for Dilip. But when they came to know about this relationship, they refused it. They did not want 2 daughters of the same family to come to their house as daughters-in-law, but Pragati had told Dilip that no matter what happens, she will marry only Dilip, and Dilip also wanted the same. Finally, all the family members had to bow down to the stubbornness of both of them, and for their happiness, they agreed to this marriage. Finally, on March 5th, 2025, Dilip and Pragati got married with all the rituals. Both Pragati and Dilip were very happy with this marriage, and Pragati had won everyone's heart in the house in just 3 days with her love and behavior. The whole family was very happy for Pragati and Dilip, but Pragati and what was going to happen with Dilip, hardly anyone would have thought of it. According to Hindu customs, on the 4th day of marriage, on March 9th, 2025, Pragati goes to her maternal home. Dilip celebrates Holi with his family and returns to work on March 19th. Dilip is returning home after finishing all the work in Bella village, and he also tells this to his brother and wife Pragati by calling them. While Dilip's family is waiting for him, 2 villagers find a man lying in a half-dead condition in a wheat field near Palya village. Thinking him to be dead, both of them run away from there out of fear and gather the rest of the villagers and bring them to that place. Seeing that man in a bad condition, the villagers immediately inform the police about this incident, who immediately reach there with an ambulance. When the medical staff checks him, he is still breathing, so without any delay they immediately take him to the hospital in an ambulance and start his treatment. The police start investigating the matter when a phone is found in that man's pocket. The phone starts ringing. When the police receive the call, it is none other than Dilip's family on the other side of the call. There is chaos in Dilip's house, and everyone rushes to the hospital, where people start crying after seeing his condition. Then the doctor informs the police that someone has made deep cuts on Dilip's head and has also shot him. Initially, the police were considering it as an accidental case, but finding a bullet in his head was pointing the police towards a big conspiracy That is, first Dilip was beaten brutally, and then he was shot. That is why when the police asked Dilip's family whether Dilip had any enmity with anyone, they deny it, and say that their boy was very simple, and he was only concerned with his work. He had neither any quarrel with anyone nor any dispute. Controlling themselves, Dilip's family files an FIR to investigate the matter. After the report is filed, the police start their investigation, but Dilip's condition was so severe that after just 2 days, that is, on 21st March 2025, he loses the battle of life. The house where the wedding music was playing 15 days ago, today there was an atmosphere of mourning and screaming, all around in the same house. Dilip's family was completely shattered. Everyone was sad about the loss of their young son, but at the same time they were worried about their daughter-in-law, Pragati. Pragati, who became a widow at the age of just 20, was in a bad state due to crying. She could not even live properly with Dilip, with whom she had taken vows of 7 lives. Dilip's post-mortem report had come, and the police were also alarmed to know the brutality with which he was killed. After investigation, it was clear to the police that this incident with Dilip happened between Bela and Divyapur, so for this, the police used the Trinetra system. Operation Trinetra is a campaign started by the Uttar Pradesh government, under which thousands of cameras have been installed at strategic points, crime hotspots, dark spots, and highways, and all these cameras are connected to the control room. Using this system, the police start investigating the route in which Dilip is seen returning home from Bela. They also check the footage of the timing of Dilip's last call to his brother. The police are busy searching all the CCTVs of that route when they see Dilip going with 2 people on a bike in the camera footage installed on the road towards Palia village. To know who these 2 people were with Dilip, when the police start identifying them, the information they get is very shocking. The person taking Dilip on the bike was a very dangerous criminal and history sheeter, Ramji Nagar, who had gone to jail in connection with many serious crimes and had come out on bail at that time. Seeing such a dangerous criminal with a simple man like Dilip was a red signal in itself, so a police team searches for Ramji Nagar, and after catching him starts questioning him. At first Ramji Nagar does not confess anything, but when the police interrogate him using their methods, he tells them that he is not a criminal. He says that the contract for Dilip's murder was given to him by a person named Auraiya Yadav. Auraiya Yadav's family did not know anyone by this name, and when the police asked them about this, they told them this. The police were also surprised. The police start searching for this Auraiya Yadav, and finally catch him on the information given by that history sheeter. But this case was not so simple, because as soon as Auraiya Yadav is arrested, a police team reaches Dilip's house, where there was an atmosphere of mourning and the villagers were also sitting with the family. The police officer calls Dilip's wife, Pragati, and starts questioning her. The family members thought that they would be questioning Pragati in connection with the case, but then suddenly, the lady constables who came with the police team held Pragati's hand and started taking her with them. Seeing this, the family and the villagers present there get angry, and in anger they stop the police and ask how they are taking their daughter-in-law away like this. Now in response, when the police start telling them the reason, it is difficult for everyone present there to believe every word they say, because the police reveal that their wife was also involved in the conspiracy to murder Dilip. The daughter-in-law of the same house, and Dilip's wife Pragati, is involved in the death of the younger son of the house and then the handiwork of their daughter-in-law in his death. On hearing this, the life of the entire family is shaken. It was beyond everyone's understanding that Pragati, with whom she was in a relationship for 3 years, and with whom she was going to start a new life with Dilip, by marrying him just 15 days ago, by insisting on everything, ultimately got Dilip killed. The reason behind this bloody game of Pragati that was going to come out will show how in today's era, these monsters in human form have made love a mere game for their greed. To understand this case completely, let's go to the year 2020 from where it started. In the year 2020, Auraiya Yadav lived just 100 meters away from Pragati's house, a resident of Hafund. 29-year-old Anurag Janjak started living in the village after completing his BSc. He may not have had any work, but he was living a life full of false pride. Anurag used to show off by wearing branded clothes and shoes, roaming around the village in expensive cars, traveling by flight, and staying in expensive hotels. Anurag used to flaunt his lifestyle in the entire village. And he used to do all this with the money of his friends and relatives because in reality, he did not even have a bike of his own. In reality, he also used to drive a tractor to meet his expenses. Seeing this fake lifestyle of Anurag, Pragati started getting attracted to him. Even though their houses were nearby, there was a lot of distance between their families. Due to the dispute over land, there were many fights between the two families, and the matter reached the police. This was the reason that there was enmity between the two families for many generations. Due to these disputes, Pragati could not talk to Anurag openly, but she definitely used to look at him. Anurag also liked Pragati. One day, when Pragati went to feed the animals, Anurag, finding an opportunity, wrote his number on a chit and gave it to Pragati and asked her to call him. Now Pragati did not have her own phone, so after her family went to sleep, she called Anurag from her father's phone. She calls him and talks to him. This continued for many days. The conversations that started on the phone started turning into meetings. Pragati's aunt's house was near Auraiya city, where she used to go often with her mother. She used to call Anurag to meet her aunt's house, on the pretext of going to CRIMENEVERSEEN. Then both of them used to meet in this hotel every time. The love affair that started between the two progressed to such an extent that on Pragati's insistence, Anurag changed his real name from Manoj Narayan to Pragati Yadav. Initially, their families did not have any idea about this relationship between Pragati and Anurag, but this truth could not be hidden for long, and this news also reached the homes of both. Pragati's family was not accepting this relationship, but Pragati wanted to marry Anurag only. Due to this, Pragati used to quarrel with her family every day. Her obsession to marry Anurag had increased so much in her that she even cut her vein to scare everyone. The dreams of a hi-fi lifestyle that Anurag was showing to Pragati, she believed them to be true, and she felt that Anurag's dreams were not acceptable to her. Her life would be like a fairy tale, but this was not the only reason for her big dreams. Pragati's elder sister, Parul, got married into a millionaire family in 2019. She saw her sister living a good life and fulfilling all her desires. Seeing her sister's good life and being influenced by Anurag's words, she also wanted to live her life with pomp and show. But Pragati also knew that due to a family dispute, she would not be able to marry Anurag, and even if she got married, Anurag would not be able to give her the life she wanted to live because he is not so rich. Pragati's dreams were very big, and she wanted to live all these dreams in reality too, but with Anurag. So now Pragati was going to sow such a seed of brutality in Anurag's mind, which could fulfill her greedy intentions. In the year 2022, the family in which Pragati's sister Parul got married was financially very strong, and the younger son of that family, Dilip, was also unmarried. Since Pragati used to visit that house to meet her sister, Dilip also used to visit his sister-in-law's maternal home. Due to this, Pragati used to meet Dilip often, and from here onwards Dilip started appearing as her prey to Pragati. Under a well-planned strategy, Pragati first befriended Dilip, and then started getting closer to him on the pretext of meeting each other. Dilip was completely trapped in this trap laid by Pragati. Pragati hid her real intentions, and kept pretending to be in love with Dilip for not a few weeks or months, but for 3 years. Surprisingly, in the middle of this drama, she also introduced Dilip to Anurag, and not only did she introduce them but also made them friends, because when we investigated, we found that Anurag and Dilip followed each other on Instagram. Not only this, Dilip often commented on the photos posted by Anurag. Dilip did not have even the slightest idea that the Anurag whom she was introducing as her friend was actually connected to Pragati. To what extent? Anurag and Pragati together had taken advantage of Dilip's innocence. While on one hand, Pragati was pretending to love Dilip, on the other hand, behind his back she was in a relationship with Anurag in every way. Here, as per the plan, Pragati had convinced Dilip that she loves him a lot and cannot live without him. Unfortunately, Dilip got trapped in the trap laid by Pragati. He even went against his family to marry Pragati and insisted that he would marry her. It is very sad for Pragati that while on one side this boy was fighting with his family to convince them for love, on the other side this deceptive girl was plotting to destroy him by creating a labyrinth in the name of love. Finally, half of her plan was successfully completed when both of them got married with the approval of Dilip's family. This girl was so cunning that she had hidden her real colors behind her face. While her evil mind was engaged in destroying Dilip, she was winning the hearts of Dilip's family with a smile on her face. After all the rituals were completed, Pragati went home after the 4th day, but the real reason for her return was that she was longing to meet Anurag. On March 17th, Pragati went to the same hotel where she always used to meet Anurag, and there she got this news. Through real records that it will look like Pragati is happy with her marriage, but wearing this mask of laughter, she was going to take her plan to its final conclusion by sitting in this hotel. From the beginning, Pragati's plan was to kill Dilip after trapping him in the web of love, and she was doing all this because she wanted to get Dilip's wealth of crores, so that she could live a luxurious life by living with Anurag with that wealth. So she started thinking of such tricks that Dilip dies and no one suspects them. To execute this murder, Anurag made his cousin Pragati Yadav, who had a criminal background and quarrels, a part of this plan. After understanding the whole matter, Pragati hired his friend and history sheeter Ramji Nagar, and Ramji Nagar took a contract of Rs 2 lakh to kill Dilip, of which Rs 1 lakh would be paid before the work, and Rs 1 lakh after the work was completed. But the problem was that Anurag and Pragati did not have that much money, so Pragati used her brain and kept the 70 source that showed her face and asked for the remaining 30,000 from Dilip. Unaware of the intentions of his love, his would-be wife, Dilip had no idea that his death was being dealt with from his own money. On one hand, Pragati arranged for 1 lakh, while on the other hand, Anurag started collecting the remaining 1 lakh. After the entire money for the murder contract was collected, 5 people had joined the conspiracy, which included Anurag, Pragati, Pragati Yadav, mystery sheeter Ramji Nagar, and his friend Shivam Yadav. Now these people were waiting for the right opportunity when Dilip would leave his house for work and kill him in such a way that Dilip's death would not look like a murder to the people, but an accident. On 19th of March 2025, when Dilip called Pragati before returning from Bella village, Pragati immediately told Anurag Dilip's location. Anurag took Ramji Nagar, Pragati and Shivam to that location to identify Dilip, and returned from there after identifying him. After this, these 3 started following Dilip, which is clearly visible in this CCTV footage. While chasing Dilip, they stop his Hydra in a deserted place and pretend to request that their car is broken down, so they need his help. Dilip, unaware of their reality, asks them to show the location of the car so that he can help them. Seeing Dilip agreeing so easily, Ramji Nagar makes him sit on the Apache bike between him and Pragati, and on the pretext of showing the location, he takes Dilip to a wheat field in Palia village, where Ramji Nagar's friend Shivam reaches that location on another bike. Dilip looks around in that field, but he does not see the car for which he was brought. Before he could understand anything, all 3 of them attacked him together. First they beat him, and then hit him on the head with the butt of the gun. In this heated exchange, Pragati gets angry and shoots Dilip in the back of the head with a country-made pistol. Everyone thinks that Dilip is dead, so all 3 of them leave his body in the wheat field and run away, but Dilip is shot in the head. He does not die from that bullet because, as it is shown in movies, a bullet to the head causes instant death every time. In reality, this is far from reality. For instant death, it is necessary for the brainstem or brain tissues to be severely damaged. In this case, the bullet with which Dilip was killed was of .315 bore, which is lethal but does not have the precision and power of military-grade weapons. If we look at historical cases like the American railway worker Phineas Gage case, a 3-foot-long iron rod had entered his skull, and after treatment, he lived for 12 years. So, Dilip did not die instantly from the .315 bore bullet. Rather, the reason for his death was the injuries on his head, due to which his skull was fractured and his brain was damaged in these attacks, after which he died after fighting for his life in the hospital for 2 days. According to Pragati and Anurag, Those people had executed the plan very cleverly, but the police, with the help of CCTV footage, caught those people one by one, and their conspiracy was also exposed. As soon as the news of Ramji Pragati and Anurag's arrest spread, Durlabh and Shivam Yadav absconded, so the police announced a reward of Rs 25,000 each on them to catch them. Along with this, the police also set up checkpoints at many places. Finally, on the night of 27th of March 2025, when Durlabh and Shivam tried to cross the police checkpost in the Shahbazpur Bamba area, the police recognized them, at which point they start running from there. As soon as the police chase them to catch them, both of them start firing at the police. In the retaliatory firing, the police shoot both of them in the legs and catch them. The police recovered 2 pistols, live cartridges, a bike, 2 mobile phones, an Aadhaar card, and 3,000 from them. At present, these 5 have been charged under Section 1031 of bans, i.e., punishment for murder, Section 612, i.e., criminal conspiracy, and Section 35. A case has been filed in which, if the crime is proved, then all of them can be hanged or given life imprisonment. But as I say every time, only time will tell what will actually happen, because this case also shows how our law grants bail to criminals serving sentences for serious crimes, after which they take another life as soon as they come out. Perhaps because of this system, criminals are fearless in society today, because they believe that in this country, you can come out on bail even after committing murder. The way Pragati and Anurag committed the crime was such that it seemed as if both of them had no fear of the law. In the real case, Pragati never really loved Anurag. Rather, she loved that pretentious life, seeing which she got attracted to Anurag, and she wanted to live the same world of false dreams in reality. Anurag is no less guilty in this, because he was such a person who wanted a life of luxury, without hard work, and lived only on the money of others. In the greed of living this false life, Pragati first made a simple boy like Dilip, her lover. She was trapped in the web of love, and then she played this love game for 3 years. Dilip, thinking it to be true love, was ready to fight with his family to marry her, but Pragati was so blinded by the greed for Dilip's wealth that she had forgotten the difference between right and wrong.